The following program may contain language of an adult nature. Listener discretion is advised.
Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of alltalkradio.net.
Even the government agrees.
He's a dangerous man!
Niggas is decaf, I stick 'em for the cream.
Hey, yo, check this out. This is Flavor Flav, and if you want the whole truth and nothing but the whole truth, so help the whole truth. Hey, yo, you better listen to Dante, baby. Dante!
What's going on, guys? And welcome to another edition of the Dante's Boxing Nation Show. I am your host, Dante. And joining me today, as always, on phone with me, I should go ahead. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and give shots out to the websites I want to plug first. Shots out to boxingtalk.com. Shots out to nationboxing.com. All right, shots out to myself, goddammit. So first things first, let me go ahead and introduce my guest on the phone right now. First in the house is my man, Raw Boxing TV. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Ready to make this haters cry.
There you go. And when just so no one is confused, we're gonna be calling Raw Boxing Ranger. So you guys know we talking about Raw Boxing when I say Ranger. Okay. Also in the house we got BoxingEgo. What's going on, BoxingEgo?
What's up? Y'all know what it is.
Yes, sir. Ekingfightnews is in the building. What it do?
Hey, what up, guys? What up, Dante? Good to be here.
Welcome back. And my man, King Yusef, is in the house. What's going on?
What's up, brother? It's time to educate you, Dika.
All day, baby. School is in session. Okay? So,
yes, it is.
Yeah, hey, so first things first, guys. This is somewhat breaking news. I want to ask you guys about this. Just read an article. It was pretty much reported by ES News, Elliot Setback. Basically, Manny Pacquiao is already looking for sparring partners for Floyd Mayweather, to prepare him for Floyd Mayweather. And Manny Pacquiao, he just said that he believes that the fight will be announced by next week. BoxingEgo, did you hear about this? And what do you think, man? Is this the same old, or is this more progression?
It's tough telling. Shout out to Ellie. I know Ellie. He's the only one that I've heard really report that, so I'm not sure. And just because this has such a rich history, 7 years in the making, 6 years, whatever it's been, it's hard to gauge what's true and what's a mirage and what's a hologram. So I don't really know. All I can say is I hope it is true. And these two guys, they're both this era's best. They need to fight. Do it for the sport. Do it for the fans. And like I said, I hope it's true. They need to get the show on the road, especially if it's going to happen in May.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of buzz surfacing, surrounding the fight. My man, Raw Boxing TV, I want to ask you, man, because Julio Cesar Chavez, he did a little bit of a small, quick little interview, and he was basically saying, I believe the fight needs to happen. All of the pressure is on Floyd Mayweather to make this fight come to fruition. I mean, what do you think about that? Why do you think fans or some fans, they perceive this as the pressure only being on Floyd Mayweather making the fight and not being on Bob Arum or Manny Pacquiao? I mean, what do you think about that, Raw?
I mean, well, first of all, I kind of disrespectfully disagree with the legendary Chavez because, yes, at first, all the pressure was on Floyd Mayweather because the fans are so brainwashed here. Floyd Mayweather was scared. He
Hold on. One second, Ranger. You breaking up. I want to make sure everybody hear what you're saying. Can you try to run that back real quick? You was breaking up real bad.
Basically what I was saying is I kind of disagree with Chavez Sr. as far as all the pressure being on Floyd Mayweather because before it used to be like that because the fans are so brainwashed. They kept hearing Floyd's a coward, Floyd's scared, Floyd don't want to make the fight happen. But after this video that just aired last week, where Floyd has Manny. Now this is not a picture. This is an actual video with audio where Floyd is telling Manny, "We need to make this fight happen." I think now the pressure has kind of evened itself out because now the world has seen Floyd pushing to make the fight. Now people are going to be like, okay, well, we see Floyd asking for the fight. Now what money's on stake? What is Manny Pacquiao going to say? So I think now pressure is really and truly, in my opinion, which is not always the best. In my opinion, I think it's even for both of us. Floyd asked for the fight, where the world saw it. Now what is Manny going to do? I believe personally the fight is already made. I think that all of this scandal is basically a selling tool. The more, think about it, the hungrier you are, the more you're going to eat, right? So the hungrier the people is to see this fight, the more they tell people this fight may not happen, this fight ain't going to happen, the more people want to watch it. So when it does happen, the PPV sales, they're going to be through the roof. That's just what I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the whole thing, E-King Fight News, is it seems to me that because we've come so close to this fight, you know, becoming a reality. I look at it basically, like I said, if I had the taste for some lobster, right, and if I go to a restaurant and I want the biggest lobster they have, I've been thinking about this lobster all week. I'm like, we about to go eat some lobster this weekend, right? You get over there and you tell the waitress, this is what I want. She says, okay, it's coming up, right? You wait about 10, 15 minutes. She come back and tell you at the last minute, like, oh, I'm sorry, we have no more lobster left. But, you know, you could get a cheeseburger. You know, you could get some pasta or something. You know what I mean? I'm damn near ready to leave. I probably don't even want to eat there anymore. You know what I mean, King?
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
that's right on point here because, you know, right after the Chris Algieri fight, that was the focus. Even after the Maidana fight, both of these guys were asked, is it going to be Mayweather, is it going to be Pacquiao? And both of them had a positive response. Right now, camps are in sort of, this is what I call a sweet silence. Because, you know, we're not hearing bullshit from Bob Arum or you know, any of Floyd Mayweather's associates. Everything's quiet. Hopefully they're wrapping things up. And they should be scheduling training because they're only 2.5 months out, just about.
Yeah.
So, hopefully all signs are good. Hopefully. And you know, the least that they can do is push the date back. That's the least they can do. But it has to happen this year, or else it cannot turn out like Floyd Jones versus Bernard Hopkins. You know what? 15 years later, it can't happen.
Say that. E-King, you breaking up. You're breaking up. Say that last part again with Roy Jones. The comparison you made to Roy Jones.
You know, I really hope this doesn't turn out like a Roy Jones versus a Bernard Hopkins situation, because the fight is hot right now. The public is demanding it. It's mainstream press, and this is a kind of fight. It's a Super Bowl event, and it's only going to be like this for so long.
Yeah.
So it has to happen. It's now.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. So let me ask you, King Yusef. So with Manny Pacquiao, or at least, I don't know if we want to call them rumors. Like I said, this was reported by Elliot Setback. But Manny Pacquiao is already looking for sparring partners. I mean, who do you think he would probably try to get to prepare him to fight against Floyd Mayweather? I mean, who do you think he could pick to work with, King Yusef?
I would think like Victor Postal. He's like rangy European style. He'll mostly look for a slick, fast punching style. He's probably with like Mike Jones from Philly.
Yeah.
So he'll be looking for that fighter that uses the jab, counters, uses his footwork. To be honest, I'm not sure what kind of fighter he'll get, but it'll be hard to like imitate Floyd Mayweather. Like, you can't just like say like, I'm like someone use the shoulder roll and then like use the fully shell and just go in and then like spar Pacquiao. But it'll be very challenging because like Pacquiao also broke news on his on his Facebook account and also on his IG account. He said like, God bless, starting training camp pretty soon. So you can see actually it's slowly coming apart. Like, he said, like, the fight's going to be announced in a week and stuff, like, on a Fox News interview. So literally, like, by by next Monday or Tuesday, there's going to be a big press conference. You don't hear Bob Arnhem talking. Todd the Buff said, like, Miguel Cotto's going to keep his opponent pretty soon. He'll be fighting, like, at June during the Puerto Rican parade. And also Canelo Alvarez is fighting after, like, around, I think, so May 9th or somewhere, like, around, like, closer to, like, May 20th.
Yeah.
So you can see, like, all ties are, like, going towards, like, May 2nd. So
yeah,
I personally believe the fight's gonna be done. Like, if it gets done, man.
Yeah. And BoxingEgo. I mean, it's gonna be hard. It's really gonna be hard for Manny Pacquiao, like King Yusef was saying, to get someone that can really, really imitate or even come close to Floyd Mayweather. You know, the whole thing is, even if you were to get someone to mimic Floyd Mayweather's every move, the difference from Floyd Mayweather and a lot of other fighters is he can adjust and do something totally different if, you know, plan A and B is not working. Right, BoxingEgo?
Yeah, that's absolutely right, man. Like, a lot of people say Pacquiao's hard to mimic, too, because of his footwork, and he's awkward and kind of unorthodox, and he's southpaw. But Mayweather, he's a different animal because of his brain, because you don't know. Like, he's versatile. I've seen Mayweather fight almost whole fights with a high guard. I've seen him use the shoulder roll for almost a whole fight and different things like that. So he's just so dynamic. Steve Forbes ain't going to cut it. No disrespect to Steve Forbes, but, you know what I mean, that's the guy that they always bring in to mimic him. But really, there's no one. It's like there's people who emulate Michael Jackson, but who really moves like Michael Jackson moved, if you follow the analogy. It's hard to duplicate the swiftness and everything that he brings. But I also want to touch on Ranger's point. I agree with him 100% with what he said regarding it's an equal share. People are so eager to throw this on one person's shoulder, and after 6-7 years, you can't do that. It's both of their faults. Both sides have played some part. And Pacquiao's team even said on record, you have the video on your channel. If you guys are watching this, look at Dante's Boxing Nation, type in Freddie Roach, and look through the video. The video is on his channel. Freddie Roach takes blame for the fight not happening early on. Same thing with Mayweather. He's done things too. And it's a fight that needs to happen, but both parties played a part. You got these fans who just want to blame Mayweather only. It's all Mayweather's fault. I had people in my comments saying that it was a fake video and it was CGI, and it's a 4-hour conversation, and he only aired 15 seconds. That's how long Instagram allows you to air, 15 seconds, dummy.
Great point.
Of course, he's not going to air a 4-hour conversation on Instagram. So, I mean, it is what it is. But you show them the proof, they still don't want to believe.
No, yeah.
It's all Mayweather. He doesn't want to fight. Mayweather's scared. He's ducking.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of hearing about this stuff. Like, but they both need to fight.
They both need to fight, and like I said, I believe like my man Raw Boxing Ranger said, the pressure is on both fighters, you know, and this is really gonna hurt both fighters. It's gonna hurt their next pay-per-views real bad. I mean, if they don't fight against each other, you know what I mean? It's gonna hurt, or I should say, it's gonna hurt a lot. You know, it's gonna really affect their pay-per-view numbers, because once again, this is too much of a tease. We came way too close for this fight being made, you know. And when it comes to sparring partners, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Manny Pacquiao, he tries to get Sean Porter, Steve Forbes, and cats like that. But, you know, I mean, Sean Porter is on a whole nother level now. You know, he's not just a young prospect coming up anymore, and he probably wants to fight Pacquiao in the future. So I don't know if Sean Porter would take that assignment, you know, at this stage in his career. But we'll see. So let's go ahead and move on. And like I said, if you guys want to say anything else about that, feel free. But
I just wanted to remind people again, like I said, I believe, and this is just my opinion, I believe the fight has been made for a while now. I just think that they've been doing all of this to create hunger for the fight. I think the fight has been made. I think the fight is cooked. It's just being preserved for dinner time. That's all.
Hey, I agree with you, Ranger. This is the only thing I haven't quite figured out. I think Manny knows he will be fighting Floyd, but I don't know if it's in May or September. I think he knows the fight is done. It's behind closed doors, but I don't know if they're going to try to milk the public and make a Pacquiao versus Jesse Vargas, Mir Khan versus Mayweather, or Mayweather versus X, Y, and Z, and then try to save the best for last in September. But I do think both guys know they're on board for the fight, and it will happen in 2015, barring they try to milk it and lose or something.
Man, please,
I'm open.
Please don't jinx it, Ego. Please don't jinx this, Ego. Please, man. I'm gonna be hot. I'm gonna be hot. If I hear some September, man, I'm gonna be hot, man, because this is just too close, man. This is just too close. Only way I would be cool with them waiting till September is if Mayweather and Pacquiao is fighting on the same card on a doubleheader. You know what I mean? Which I know would never happen, but that would be the only way it would probably be cool. You know, but outside of that, go ahead.
Dante, I got a quick question for the group. Since there's a lot of fighters booked up with NBC Premier Boxing and other fights, Pascal and Kovalev and different stuff right before it, who do you guys want to see on the undercard if Mayweather and Pacquiao were to happen in May?
Ooh,
that's a good question.
Ooh.
And you're not talking about
That's the biggest question.
You're not talking about.
Garcia.
Go ahead.
Garcia Peterson are tied up. Robert Guerrero, Thurman are tied up. Sean Porter's tied up. There's a lot of guys that are tied up.
You know who I'm gonna say? Ego, you already know who I'm gonna say, right? Santa Cruz.
You gonna say Leo Santa Cruz?
You know we on some EPMD stuff. Leo Santa Cruz versus Guillermo Rigo.
Leo Santa Cruz busy running, so
yeah.
Listen, man. Right now, Leo Santa Cruz took away the gold medals from Usain Bolt. Okay, he's running right now. So
damn, that's a whole lot of running right there, boy. God damn, when you take it from Usain Bolt.
Lomachenko.
What's that?
Lomachenko versus Salido. I watched that again.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, you know, to me, that's more of a Bob Arum undercard fight, though. I mean, it's a good fight. I would love to see it, but that's not for super fight undercard status, or material, I should say.
I think Victor Ortiz, Brandon Rios would be good. Both of them have faced Mayweather and Pacquiao.
Yeah.
Like Ortiz lost to Mayweather, and then Brandon Rios lost to Pacquiao. So I think that would be a banger for an undercard.
I would buy it.
Yeah, but you know what, Ego? In my opinion, Victor Ortiz is just he at this point in his career, he's a journeyman. Honestly speaking, I think Rio will get him out of there. I want to say less than 5 rounds. I don't think he can handle Rio.
No,
if this fight would have happened before he had a broken jaw, I'll be interested in seeing that fight, but not no more. I mean, for the hype of the sport, it's a good fight. And Rios knows it's a good fight. Boy, he'd be asking for the fight like a fat kid on cheeseburger. But
I don't know. I think it could be good with Ortiz with a new trainer, Joel Diaz. He got his win, so he got a W, and then just the bad blood they have between them. So I would definitely watch that.
I did watch.
That could be it.
I did watch Victor Ortiz's last fight live at the Khan. Was it the Khan? I think it was the Khan, or was it was the Khan versus Devin Alexander undercard. I mean, for him being Victor Ortiz, he looked pretty good. It was an exciting fight. He was getting hit too damn much against a guy who didn't deserve to be in the ring with him. But it looked like Victor Ortiz. I mean, that's the best I could say. And like I said, as far as it being a fight that's going to propel the winner into I don't know, A-side status or whatever the case may be, it may not be that type of fight, but just glorified as a grudge match. A very popular grudge match. So, I would like to see a fight like that, And
I mean, it carries a good story. These two were really good friends as little kids. Brandon Rios, at one point, when he was a little kid, he said, I look up to Victor Ortiz. One day I'll like to be like Victor Ortiz. And then next thing you know, 6-7 years down the road, they want to kill each other. So it carries a good story. The fight carries a good story. But as
you see how
from a competitive point of view,
Yeah, you beat me to it. I was just about to say that. Who was that? King that just brought up De La Hoya versus Vargas?
It's King
King Yusef.
Not King Yusef.
King Yusef, yeah, you beat me to it. I was just about to say it's just like De La Hoya versus Vargas. But
I remember, like, as a kid and stuff, like Vargas hated De La Hoya and stuff because, like, De La Hoya was, like, getting the movie deals, like, those promotional stuff, while Vargas comes, like, from the old people and stuff, like, from the streets.
Well, he also... Well, he also, you know, kind of very similar to Brandon Rios. I believe Fernando Vargas at one point he liked Oscar De La Hoya, and there's a story that Oscar De La Hoya brought up where he was basically saying that one time, or this is what Vargas is accusing Oscar of doing. Vargas said one time he was jogging, and I guess he tripped and fell, and Oscar ran past him and just looked at him and laughed and kept running, you know, and. And
wow.
That's
hey, the Golden Boy shade.
Yeah. Another side of Oscar people don't know, huh? You know.
Yeah.
So,
listen, guys, I wanted to go ahead and take advantage of the fact that Dante brought up that Rigo versus Santa Cruz. I just want to ask all the listeners a question, and everybody that's going to be listening on YouTube, I would like for you to post the answer on the comment. Why is it, Boxing World? Just answer this question in the most honest way that you can be. Why is it that the top level fighters are so hated? I mean, not just Rigo though. We got Floyd Mayweather. We got Andre Ward. We got these fighters that are giving us pure boxing exhibition, but y'all hate on them with a passion. Mm-hmm. Now you've got paper-made champ like Leo Santa Cruz, who for more than a year now. Not only me, but Dante has been telling you guys, this guy is a coward. This guy is a made-up champ. And all you guys do is keep making excuses for him. Oh, well, you don't understand. Rigo would not sell. Oh, well, you don't understand. Rigo couldn't last. Why is it that you guys just hate on the guys that are giving us what boxing is all about, that hits don't get hit? You know what I mean? Well, I'm simply tired of seeing this great fighters being so neglected, like they were journeymen. They're being treated like journeymen.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly.
And
go ahead.
I was gonna say something real quick. I just posted a video about this, and you have one of the most exciting fighters to ever lace him up in Mike Tyson, and his first trainer, Customato, has a video where he said, that's it. You are to hit and don't get hit. He said the goal is to hit and put yourself in a position where they can't hit you back. And we're talking about Mike Tyson, Iron Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Before the Robin Givens and the drug, one of the most exciting fighters. And he comes from the schooling, from Customato, of true boxing, of hit, don't get hit. But nowadays, people don't want to appreciate that. They think, oh, if it's not a slugfest, rock'em sock'em robot shit, then it's boring, or they ran the whole night. It's pure bullshit.
Yeah, it's a lot of bullshit. But what's crazy too, guys, is at the same time, these same people who will talk bad about how Rigo fights, how Floyd Mayweather, how Ward fights, they'll turn around and they'll praise Muhammad Ali. You know, so I mean, it doesn't really make sense. And as far as I'm concerned, they really do this because Ali is not someone that is a threat to them. You know, his career has already passed. Yeah, he doesn't fight anymore. He's not a threat to. He's basically not a threat to their favorite fighters today. See, what happens is fighters like Ward, Floyd Mayweather, and anyone else on the coincidental list, they are a threat to fighters that these fans actually like. I'll give you guys a perfect example. We know Jim Lampley hates Floyd Mayweather's guts. We already know that, right? Now, when Floyd Mayweather was fighting against Zab Judah, Jim Lampley and Larry Merchant, you know, his accomplice, they were praising the shit out of Floyd Mayweather. Oh my God, he's so beautiful with the boxing. Look at him, he goes toe to toe when he wants. Look at him, he applies pressure. Look, you know, can anybody beat this guy? This guy's overall, they're just praising him over and over throughout the fight, right? Soon as he fought against Oscar De La Hoya, months later, all of a sudden it was a 180. You know what I mean? And now all of a sudden, now all of a sudden, Jim Lampley is saying, how could a guy who only throws one punch at a time be considered the best, of all time? And this and that and this and that. They just completely crapping on him when he's fighting against Oscar. Why? Because now he's fighting against a guy that they are actually rooting for. So that changes the whole perception in the game. You see what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you one thing.
The funniest thing is after the fight, they had that bullshit interview where they had Floyd like in the studio and Oscar, and they were just asking the most retarded questions like, "How did you feel like in the fight and stuff? Oscar, why did you use your jab and stuff? Or Floyd, why can you get the knockout?" I was like,
yeah, why did you get the knockout?
Like,
yeah,
it's a soap opera, like.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah, but they never asked Manny Pacquiao. Go ahead.
As far as Leo Santa Cruz being the WBC champion of the world, what I'm about to say here is a little bold, but honestly,
that's what we do,
really
Raw.
Don't care how. It's exactly I'm Raw Boxing TV, man. I think that the WBC commission needs to quit and put a stop to its Mexican bias. I mean, at the end of the day, how are you going to be represented, okay? Put it this way. I'm going to put it like this. If I sold one of the top-of-the-line microphones in the world, okay, and I was to go and give it to Ego, and I tell Ego, I want you to go out there, I want you to put your logo on my microphone, and I want you, every interview, I want my microphone to be there. I want my company to be represented by you. The only way I'm going to do that if it's Ego is the cream de la crop at that division.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah.
So my question to the president of the WBC is, if he ever gets to hear this, which I really, I really don't care, but if he ever gets to hear this, my question to you is, sir, why would you put a stain on the legacy of Mr. Suleiman? Why would you put a stain on your company by allowing yourself to be represented by such a coward like Leo Santa Cruz? Why won't you say, okay, Leo, we need to make this fight a mandatory, or you need to vacate that belt? No more sparring partners that still landing punches on you.
Mm-hmm.
I personally wouldn't want my company to be represented by a coward.
Yeah.
I would either want to see him prove himself or lose it. Period.
Yeah. Hey.
Period. So my question,
Hey, Rob,
and more of that needs to go on.
The BBC is like they favor the Mexican fighters too much, so like it doesn't matter like what happens. Like these guys, like it's like it's just sad. It's like the top fighters in the world have to take the B side and stuff, like into getting them into the ring and stuff. Like it's just pathetic. Like this is the worst case of ducking I have ever seen, like in boxing.
And not
this is worse than what Adonis Stevenson has done.
And not only that, but like I said, with following up on what Raw just said, is the whole thing is if the WBC, if they can order Adonis Stevenson, to fight against Kovalev or give up the belt, they obviously should do the same thing to the $3 million man, Leo Santa Cruz.
Exactly.
So that's what it really comes down to. But anyway, and I just want to say one quick thing. Responding to what King Yusef said, he made up a good point. He said after, Floyd Mayweather beat De La Hoya, Larry Merchant and Jim Lampley, they was on some fan type stuff like, oh, well, how come you didn't get the knockout? You said you was going to get the knockout, Floyd. How come you didn't get it? But notice they've never said this about Manny Pacquiao, though. They never said this about Manny Pacquiao when Freddie Roach, he predicts knockout after knockout after knockout. And they don't get it. So I'm just saying, man, let's be balanced. You know what I'm saying?
That's a very good point.
Yeah, on what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But back
Marquez Ford was supposed to be the end all be all. He was supposed to get knocked out.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. I mean,
Get
shoot.
an improved right hand, they said.
If we were to listen to Freddie Roach, Manny Pacquiao would have had at least about 4 first-round knockouts by now. Or and a couple by 6, like BoxingEgo just said. But going back to Leo Santa Cruz, just to keep people update. If you don't already know this, I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this. But yes, we already know that Leo Santa Cruz, Oscar De La Hoya, his former promoter now, he was actually working hard trying to make this fight, Leo Santa Cruz versus Guillermo Rigo. And, he said, he was already talking about dates and everything. And it seems to me like all of a sudden, soon as Leo Santa Cruz took note of this, that's when he said, oh, hell no. It's not going down like that. You know, he said, I guess Leo said, Oscar, you know, he got me twisted or something because it ain't going down.
Puppy, come to my rescue, puppy. Come to my rescue, puppy.
So he called up Papa Al Heyman. You know what I mean? And now, you know, what I'm hearing is with him being with Al Heyman, that actually makes him a free agent because Al Heyman is not, you know, an actual promoter. You know, so I mean, this is my whole thing. Like I said, when it comes to people blaming this on Al Heyman, my whole thing, even if you do want to blame it on Al Heyman, the advisor, let's do the same thing when it comes to Floyd Mayweather. Like I said, when we know that Bob Arum has lied on numerous occasions about imaginary arenas and stadiums and so on and so forth, how come you didn't blame it on Bob Arum when we knew he was lying, but you blame it on Al Heyman when it's Leo that's making all of the excuses, personal excuses, you know? So,
and the difference, too, is Al Heyman don't talk to the media versus Bob Arum. You can go on YouTube right now, you'll find a ton of interviews with him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the difference, too, is quit listening to Santa Cruz, Daddy. He don't know shit about boxing.
Oh, man. Yeah. He don't. Yeah, but he know. But deep down, I think Leo Santa Cruz dad, I think he waking up in cold sweats, yelling out, Rigo! You know what I'm saying?
Damn, y'all got me. Y'all got me cussing and everything, man.
Oh, man.
One of my videos.
Hey, man.
I look at it.
You gotta put some seasoning on that meat every now and then. Every now and then, Ron.
What else is going on in that division, though? We got Gary Russell, Johnny Gonzalez. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's official. That's official.
The fight is almost done. Like a signed deal.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like on the undercard.
Hey, that's a great fight. But matter of fact, before we talk about that, because I talked to me and Raw. We talked earlier. I wanted to, because he wanted to bring this up. He wanted to address this issue. So I'm gonna let him speak on this. I want to ask you, Raw. We got your boy Mike Perez. Okay, now a lot of people don't know this yet, but Mike Perez, he just started working with Roberto Garcia, and basically a reporter, interviewed him, and he asked him something about, the Cuban style of boxing, and I believe Mike Perez said, well, I don't know because I don't fight like a Cuban. And so, I mean, I want to ask you, what is that supposed to mean? I mean, is the Cuban style just supposed to be some stereotypical certain style, or what? Tell me about it.
Man, listen. First of all, if you guys go to my channel, my last video, my two last talking about this individual, and I've been doing that for a reason, because I personally thought, right, and again, that's just my opinion. I could be wrong from time to time, but I thought, okay, now this guy's with Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia is known to be somewhat of a famous trainer, right? So you know what's going to happen now? Robert is going to probably tell him or teach him what to say and what not to say in order to be successful and accepted by the fans. Not only that, I also mentioned that I feared, right, that they might try to change the style as well. And people wanted to eat me alive for some reason. Well, this last week, one of the things that I feared started to come true, where, they asked Mike today, hey, what is it about the Cuban style that people fear so much? And he said, well, I don't know. I don't fight like a Cuban. I don't fight like that, so I don't know. And my thing is, first of all, the Cuban style isn't a Cuban style. When you go to Cuba, you see slicksters, you see brawlers. There isn't anything specific about the Cuban style that should cause fear on the people. Now, that Cuban style has, gained fame because of, the Olympics, that they gain fame because of how well they execute the art of hitting and not getting hit? Yes. But at the end of the day, here in America you find slicksters. Here in America you find brawlers. So I don't understand what Mike Perez would deny. First of all, I think the question they should have asked him is, and right after that comment is, well, where did you learn how to box? And he would have been forced to say, well, I learned at the Cuban school.
Yeah.
And then the reporter should have been like, so you fight with the Cuban style. So what do you mean you don't fight like the Cuban style? So it's not 100% what I feared, but I say it's about 80% of what I feared. Now this guy is gonna and just expect more changes from this guy. I don't see why he's doing it. Well, I kind of know why he's doing it, but honestly speaking, guys, the Cuban style, it's
many different styles.
Ranger. I actually did the interview with Perez, but the only reason I didn't get to really sit down with him because he was they had to catch the bus because they just did the weigh-in.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. My bad, man. Of course I would have plugged you up on that. Yeah.
No, it's all good. But yeah, the videos on my channel or whatever, they had just finished the Rios weigh-ins, and you know what I'm saying? They had a bus. They had rented a bus or whatever, so I had to, you know what I mean? I had to make it quick and snappy, but.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No.
So that you're.
So you guys,
you are excused.
So you guys heard it. You go ahead and check that interview out on BoxingEgo's channel right there. But yeah, man, this is my whole thing, man. I mean, we gotta stop putting labels and stereotypical labels on nationalities and races of how they fight. Because like I said, when you look at the boxing world today, I mean, if you look at how Mikey Garcia does not fight like Julio Cesar Chavez. Floyd Mayweather doesn't fight like Mike Tyson, and vice versa. I mean, you have every different style when it comes to every different nationality. So why do we have to label, one nationality as they only fight a certain way? Guillermo Rigo doesn't fight like Lara, and I remember seeing just like Raw Boxing said, I remember seeing a whole lot of different styles, especially in the Olympics, the amateurs. I've seen all different type of Cuban styles. So I think it's just ridiculous, man. You have boxers.
Just sitting here, I can tell you, Gamboa doesn't fight like Rigo. Gamboa is a brawler.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's a good example.
Just sitting here, if we go to number 3 ranked by the WBC, Don Savitne at the 175 pounds, he doesn't fight like the Cuban. He is a methodical fighter, but he likes to brawl it out. Sullivan Barreras does not fight like the Cuban. Junior Dorticus does not fight like the Cuban. Your Denny Segas does, and these are all Cuban fighters that I'm mentioning to you guys.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you put all that together, you just start to see how now we got somebody being completely washed. I mean, completely.
The transformation is in effect. Yeah, the transformation is in effect. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Hey, homie,
it's a dangerous line. It's a dangerous line. Because what happened was he left April Sanchez, and then apparently, like, when he's fighting Bye-Bye Jennings, he didn't prepare stuff, so he didn't leave good terms with the Sanchez camp, and then all of a sudden I was like, well, why would he go to Oxnard and stuff? Because he'll slowly become like corrupted, like he'll be like brainwashed.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, if you look, if you go to Univision.com, you will see an interview right after his fight with Brian Jennings, and they asked him what led him to leave Abel Sanchez. He said, I felt very uncomfortable in preparing to this fight at the fact that he wanted to pull me away from my Cuban boxing school, which is my comfort zone. And now the guy is talking about, well, I don't fight like a Cuban. Well, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Talking about Abel Sanchez.
And you want to talk about Cuban fighting? So sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
Guillermo Rigo just had a fight of the year candidate. He just had a fight of the year candidate in Japan.
Yeah.
Where that was a total war that broke out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He gave us a great fight, and he gave us that master class.
Yeah.
Against Daniel Donet.
Not
where he tore him up every round.
Man,
he barely won a couple of them.
You break him up just a little bit.
Well, what can Rigondeaux do to really capture the attention of boxing?
You break it.
One guy, and no one wants to fight him. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and we've never. I mean, how many times have we ever heard a Mexican fighter say, "I don't fight like a Mexican," or an American?
Views of boxing.
Huh? What's that? What'd you say?
I said at the end of the day, the excuse of boxing being a business as to why certain fights cannot happen, that excuse should not even be used.
Of course.
Ever since I remember, professional boxing has been a business. But if we go 15, 20 years back, maybe even 10 years back, you know, we still had the best fighters going at it versus the best fighters. You know, I'll be damned. You know, I'll be damned if I ever heard Eric El Terrible Morales saying, "Oh, I wouldn't fight such guy because he's boring."
Mm-hmm.
He will fight anybody.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be damned if you hear Marco Antonio Barreras, another legendary fighter, say, "Oh, I'm not going to fight Prince Nassim Hamed because he's just a clown. He's just boring. He just moves too much." I'll be damned if you hear Julio Cesar Chavez say, "I won't fight such and such because he's a clown or boring." I'll be damned if you hear Camacho. I'll be damned if you hear I mean, you can go on and on and on. But now, if we look today, boxing, when you go into the ring, because you're getting paid. But back in the day, you went into the ring because you was also getting paid. Therefore, the excuse of, "Oh, you know, boxing being a business," you can squash that right now, fam. Quit using that.
Rangers hot right now.
Yeah.
And another thing, man, is at the end of the day, boxing fan, you don't get a damn cut out of this boxer's purse. So quit mentioning that excuse. Period.
Yeah.
I agree with Rangers. I got to add this real quick because some of the younger boxing fans may not know about this. But when Eric Morales and Barrera actually fought, there was a lot of buzz between that fight based on pride, straight pride, because one was from Tijuana, and there was a big about a region, like who came from the best part of Mexico, and that even with Johnny Tapia, there was a big fight where he had. If you watch the Tapia documentary, and it was like who was the best of New Mexico, the old dog or the young up and comer, and boxing used to have pride involved. It wasn't just about fans saying, "Oh, this fight should never happen because I don't like it." I never said, "Oh, I don't want to see Tyson versus Trevor Berbick because he jabs too much."
Yeah, exactly.
To kill you, and then he was going to have to find a way to get it done, point blank.
Exactly.
I mean, if you guys hear the interview, that Rigondo did on ESPN Radio in Spanish, they asked him, "Who do you want to fight?" He told the guy, "I think you're either drunk or you just don't know me or you just have not been watching me because you've been asking me the wrong question." The question to Rigondo, to me, is not who do I want to fight. It's who wants to fight me, because I'm open for anybody. And I think every fighter should be like that.
That's a bad boy.
Who wants to fight?
That's a bad boy, and that's what you truly call being confident enough, believing that you could beat anyone.
Guys, exactly. Honestly, guys, after this interview, according to everything Rigo said to Santa Cruz and his dad, I thought that just based on Mexican pride alone, Leo Santa Cruz was going to say, "Okay, I want this guy. I'm going to shut his mouth." Because I'm telling you, if Rigondo would have said something like that to me, just for the fact that I know I can't beat him, I would have shot him at least. I can't let a man talk to me the way.
Race, country, and pride.
Assassination, baby.
Back then,
he said JFK.
No fighters didn't care about the money. It was like, you called me out. Let's go into the damn parking lot and settle it like real men.
Yeah,
now it's
for real.
I'm gonna hide under my dad. I'm gonna make up excuses. I'm gonna straight suck.
And
call me out like.
And see, the thing is, even if it's not that, like, let's say Al Heyman, he went with him, I would have to be like, "Yo, Al, you got to let me stay real quick so I can get this fight in real quick because Rigondeaux's talking too greasy. I got to get this done."
Exactly.
Like, that's how you got to. Because at the end of the day, people forget Al Heyman is an advisor. He's very powerful, but he's an advisor. He's there and employed to work for you. So if you're not getting what you want, then maybe you need to step to him like, "Hey, I got to fight Rigo. I got to get this monkey off my back real quick." And you know what I'm saying? You got to make it happen. Let me stay with Oscar for one more fight or whatever if he was really pushing, trying to make the fight. Because perception is reality. People see that you switch. Just like when Adonis Stevenson, because some people are going to be like, "Oh, you're pro-black" or some stupid shit. Adonis Stevenson did the same thing. You jumping from HBO to Showtime makes you look like you're ducking Sergey Kovalev. And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was a duck.
Yeah.
A duck is a duck. I don't care what color you are. You could be purple, green, black, white, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Cuban.
Whatever. Exactly.
I totally agree with that.
And I mean, ego. And at the end of the day, honestly speaking, you know, if this fight was to ever happen, say they put it on the Mayweather undercard, good. But even if they wanted to make it a pay-per-view, I can guarantee you that it would sell more than Canelo Alvarez 300,000 sell. I can guarantee you
we
that.
know that. We already know that. We already know that. And another.
Have you heard about Kirkland?
What?
And
Canelo or what?
He's not training him. Yeah.
You said, and
literally
what's not?
now, like the Kirkland fight looks like in shambles because he's like about 200 pounds. He's like he got a new trainer, some guy called Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker
or something.
Rush Hour?
I don't. No. It's like some
That's
some
why
other
I started
guy.
laughing.
Put your bags in the bag.
Yeah.
Some other guy from Vegas, but then she confirmed saying like yes, Kirkland did not want it like to join the camp and stuff. So already the fight looks like a mismatch.
Oh yeah, because he's not. Yeah, because like I said, he ain't ready. Mentally he's not prepared. And I mean to take a layoff.
It'll be another cheetah.
To take a layoff like that and then get in the ring with Canelo, and you out of shape. You know, it's everything is against you. Everything is against you.
Canelo's inside is nasty too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And and your boy Kirkland's chin is nasty, not in a good way. You know, so that's huh? So yeah.
Remember when he fought Ashita? He was lost. Like he needed guidance, and then like he just broke down like mentally in the ring, and then boom.
Even Carlos Molina fight, he didn't look good in the Molina fight.
No, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Kirkland hasn't looked good since he got out of prison. You know, since he came back home. You know,
no, the Tappy. I thought he did good, Glenn Tappy though.
No, he was getting the brakes beat off of him in that fight until he turned around. Yeah. You know, I mean, it looked like Tappy almost got tired of beating on him, you know, as far as I'm concerned. And then, well, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but, you know, Kirkland, he turned it around. But Kirkland was getting staggered and wobbled, you know, in that fight, you know, so.
The first 3 rounds, he was just getting caught opening his head, like, doing, like, amateur moves. But, as soon as he, warmed up, like, he went for the kill.
Let me just say this real quick before we run out of time. For the record, just to respond to that real quick. I truly believe that if this was the Kirkland before, you know, he had all of his, you know, outside problems, I think that he would beat Canelo Alvarez. I think the undefeated.
He'll rip him off.
Yeah, huh?
I think he would have ripped his head off.
Yeah. I think the undefeated James Kirkland, he beats Canelo easy. I truly believe that. But this is a shadow of James Kirkland. But he still is a shadow with a chance, though, because he is going to apply pressure. And who knows, this fight could possibly look like the Kirkland versus Angulo fight. Or it could look like the Kirkland versus Ashita fight. You know, so we'll see. We will see.
Can you imagine if Kirkland beats Canelo?
Oh my goodness.
God.
Man.
The riot.
Man. You better.
I'm going to score it 117, 111.
117, 111?
No.
I'm sorry, Oscar. Canelo
to be honest,
scorecard.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm sorry, Oscar. The judges couldn't save me this time.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, and real quick, since we're talking about a possible upset, we've seen this so many times. We've seen it so many times where you had Juanma Lopez. He was ducking Gamboa, right? And then he ended up getting knocked out by Salido. He ended up getting beat up by I just had to do. What was the African cat name? I just had his damn name in my head. Matagua. Roger Matagua. You know, he got beat up by Roger Matagua. You know, we seen this with Abner Mares. Abner Mares was ducking Guillermo Rigo. He ended up getting knocked out by Johnny Gonzalez. You know, I mean, I think the same thing may happen. It may creep up on somebody like Leo Santa Cruz, or it may creep up on it might creep up on Peter Quillin, you know, or even Adonis Stevenson. You know, so I mean, like I said, if you're gonna lose or take a chance of losing, you might as well get paid. Losing, as far as I'm concerned, you know, so that's
not no damn $3 million, sir.
No, yeah, you ain't gonna get no damn $3 million. That's for damn sure, you know. So, and real quick, we got 2 minutes left. Also, I wanted to tell you, talk a little bit since I brought up Peter Quillin, Andy Lee. Peter Quillin's gonna be fighting Andy Lee. What do you guys think about that fight, and why do you think Peter Quillin would prefer to fight Andy Lee over Gennady Golovkin. Go ahead, you guys. Just what you think, Ego?
I don't know. Peter Quillin has some ground to make up. That's all I do know. Just vacating the belt left people with raised eyebrow. Like, why did he do that? Gennady Golovkin, to me, is the best middleweight, so that's probably why he's been off a pretty long layoff. He fought Lucas Konecki, journeyman, and I don't think he looked great in that fight. Went the distance with a bum, and you know what I mean? He's filming a movie right now, so I really question if his heart is in boxing at the moment. So that's probably why he didn't go with Gennady Golovkin particularly, because I consider Gennady Golovkin probably the best dude. I think Gennady Golovkin is not really going to get challenged too much until he moves up in weight. So Andy Lee, I mean, he shows he can be outboxed, but he has that home run power, so I think it's a 50-50 fight.
Well, at the same time, if you can get Peter Quillin backing up just a little bit, he's lost. You don't know what to do.
Yeah.
The only way Peter can effectively fight is moving forward, and if he has sort of like a stationary target in front of him, I believe Andy Lee not only has the power, but has the little bit of boxing skills that he takes to destroy Peter Quillin. And I think he's going to beat Peter Quillin in this fight. I mean, power, here's the deal. Power, it's a hell. You know, next thing you know, Peter Quillin might land a shot that might end the night. But I'm going up skills alone. I think Andy Lee possesses the tiny bit of skill to just get him to back up a little. And possesses the tiny.
That's what it is.
Neutral.
That's what it is.
Power by not only backing him up, but moving. And by moving, that's power neutralization right there. I don't think will be Andy Lee, honestly speaking.
Man, that's a bold statement, guys. On Raw Boxing, we'll see. We'll do some more predictions on that fight. Well, guys, we out of time. We got to wrap it up. We will see you guys next week. AllTalkRadio.net actually is going to also be on Nation Boxing. We haven't set that up yet, but Tuesday, 4:05 Pacific Standard Time. For all my guests, BoxingEgo, my man Raw Boxing TV, King Yusef, and Ekingfightnews, I'm your host, Dante's Boxing Nation. We'll see you guys next week. On to the next one.